Welcome once again to a new edition of Sweden Today. Everything is on the go again here in Sweden after summer vacation, school holidays and life in the open air. Many viewers wonder how long vacation we have here in Sweden. Everyone has the right of 5 weeks paid vacation, of which 4 weeks are usually taken during July when most of the big companies are closed. The 5th week is often taken in December, around Christmas time. We have received letters from viewers in the USA, Canada, Europe, Kenya and Hong Kong, and they have given us enormous pleasure. Perhaps we shall be receiving letters shortly from our viewers in China. Sweden Today continues to expand. Incidentally, dear viewers, here's our address. Sweden Today, 50006, Borås, Sweden. This time we shall meet our Swedish world-famous court singer Birgit Nilsson. Follow the Swedish Army Music Corps at the opening of the Statue of Liberty in New York. See how the drilling for gas in Dalarna is carried through. Experience a Swedish tradition. Report from big sporting events and a lot more. Welcome to Sweden Today. Another surprise in our program is our new girl and newsreader Johanna Åkerblom. So, over to you, Johanna.
Thank you. After the catastrophe in Chernobyl, our convictions have been strengthened that we must bring an end to the use of nuclear power. This is a statement by Ingvar Carlsson, the Swedish Prime Minister, at a public meeting in Stockholm. He also stated that Sweden is the only country in the world to have made a democratically firm decision regarding the closing down of nuclear power stations. Representatives of industry, employees and the government have met at Harpsund in order to discuss important questions regarding the future. As long as the government doesn't change the rules of play, we are going to invest more. This was the message from industry to the government at the meeting. The Swedish attitude to South African sanctions was also taken up. Carl Bildt, a member of the Swedish Parliament, has been unanimously declared leader of the Moderate Party in Sweden. Ulf Adelsohn has given up the post of leader, which he has held since 1981, at his own wish. Volvo and General Motors are to begin collaboration in North America for the production and sales of heavy trucks. This could mean a doubling up of the Volvo sales of heavy trucks in the important American market. The collaboration will mean the establishment of 2 new companies in Canada and the US for Volvo and General Motors. Professor Hans Zetterberg, director of the Swedish Institute SIFO, has been appointed chief editor of the Svenska Dagbladet, one of the largest daily newspapers with a nationwide circulation. Cooperation has started regarding TV programs between the Chinese Central Television CCTV in Peking and the Swedish TV company Scan Video, the producers of Sweden Today. The agreement includes an exchange of programs so that Chinese TV productions can be shown to Swedish viewers and that Sweden Today can be transmitted to viewers in China. Opera director Lars F. Malmborg would like to convert the Gotland Ferry Shelver into a branch of the Opera House. 75,000 crowns have been provided for research, which should be completed by November this year. The intention is to convert the ferry into a floating opera house with seating for an audience of 500 to 600. A large number of sailing ships from different countries have recently gathered in Gothenburg after taking part in the Tall Ships Race, the great European event. 200,000 spectators massed to see the impressive armada leave Gothenburg, turning it into a great public event. Thousands of boats followed the great armada. The next race will be in 1992. Anna.
Thank you. Is the greatest gas discovery ever lying under the forest surrounding Lake Siljan in Dalarna? We hope to get a definite answer to this question within the next few months. Drilling has recently started with the assistance of the Swedish Waterfall Institute. Sweden Today paid a visit to the site where 20 American experts are taking part.
Dalarna is situated in the middle of Sweden. Over 400 years ago, the people of Dalarna saved Sweden from the Danes. Now they are dreaming of saving Sweden once more, not with force this time, but with gas. 360 million years ago, a meteorite crashed to Earth in Dalarna. Its speed was enormous, at least 100,000 kilometers an hour. The result was the biggest crater in Europe. Thomas Gold, an American space physicist, is convinced that a lot of gas lies under the Earth there. The Swedish Waterfall Institute, which is searching for alternative sources of energy to replace nuclear power, believe that Thomas Gold's theory is interesting enough to make an attempt at finding the gas. A 55-meter-high drilling rig was purchased in America. Only a few rigs are larger. Now the rig is in position in Garsberg, an idyllic village with a population of 5 where time seems to have stood still. For 24 hours of every day, the sound of drilling can be heard where 19 Americans, 1 Norwegian, 1 Englishman, and 13 Swedes work tough 12-hour shifts. The optimists estimate that there will be a find of 800 billion cubic meters of gas there. That's enough to supply Europe's energy needs for 4 years. The project will cost 150 million Swedish crowns. 3,000 people, many of whom live in Dalarna, have bought shares of 10,000 crowns each in the project. If gas is discovered, the Swedish Waterfall Institute will be enormously rich and could be compared to the oil sheiks. Of course, there's a chance they will lose out on their investment. There are some researchers who believe the chance of finding gas in Dalarna is a chance in a million, but their opinion is falling on deaf ears.
Mr. Börje Andersson, influential local socialistic politician and chairman of the Swedish State Power Board, who managed the gas borings. Which importance will this project have for Dalecarlia, Sweden?
If we will find gas in a huge volume, it will develop this part of Sweden and increase the employment of this county. As you know, the Swedish people has decided to, in a referendum 1980, that we have to get rid of the nuclear power before 2010, and gas will be a perfect substitute to nuclear power.
Fall marks a high point of the Swedish culinary tradition. People dress up in funny hats when eating, consume strong drinks, sing and join together in this yearly custom.
For many Swedes, fall is the high point of the year. Everywhere, people are drawn to streams, rivers, and lakes to catch the holiest of the holiest, which are then enjoyed at home. But what do they expect to catch in the cages? Since the beginning of time, a delicacy has been caught from our streams and lakes with mounting excitement. Crayfish. A living crayfish is black with 2 claws and a tail, not very attractive. But after cooking the Swedish way with salt and dill, it becomes a glorious warm red delicacy. Crayfish have a special shellfish taste that all Swedes love. It's not just a matter of eating them. Traditionally, a lot of time is spent in decorating and laying the table in preparation. Then the guests arrive to enjoy the crayfish. Crayfish, schnapps, beer, and the wonderful festive atmosphere. Quite simply, a real crayfish party.
Ja, det gör jag alltid i vanliga fall. Idag har jag blivit så distraherad. Så här ska det ligga, det är riktigt.
Inte din eller till min förra, ja.
Jag har försökt fuska, jag glömde att ta smör.
Vet jag inte, knappt är dålig kanske.
Helan går, sjung hopp, la 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 la, helan går,
sjung opprallan lej. Och den som inte helan har han heller inte halvan får. Helan går. Sjung opprallan lej.
The Swedish Scouting Association's biggest jamboree ever took place this summer. A total of 18,000 scouts were assembled in several camps. We are going to meet some of them at Tjolöholms Palace on the Swedish west coast.
There were 4,600 scouts in the camp at Tjolöholm on the Swedish west coast, and they came from Sweden and many other countries. Several events have been arranged in the camp, including a market, a peace day, and a big bonfire. In the camp, the scouts had the opportunity to learn to fish, make fish nets, build a fish smoking appliance, etc. They could also attend meetings concerning the problems surrounding the environment.
Ja, men det blir inte bra för det här. Nej, det är bara som man själv inbillar sig.
Ja, men jag känner igen badrätten och så springer konsistent och känner igen den.
The camp's program also offered the chance to attempt to find traces of prehistoric people. Scouts have always been interested in social work of all kinds and always will be. During the Jamboree in Sweden in the summer of 1986, not less than 18,000 scouts were present, and these pictures come from the camp at Tjolöholm, where 4,600 camped.
The first miniature steam train track has been opened in Sweden. For the last 6 years, 10 enthusiasts with a solid technical background have built the track, which has been described by experts as the most beautiful in Europe. Sweden Today took a premier trip through the forests of western Sweden, where the track is situated.
The largest miniature railway in Sweden has opened. According to experts, it's the most beautiful in Europe. For the opening, enthusiasts from England and Denmark took part together with their hand-built steam engines and streetcars. The railway, which is beautifully situated in the west of Sweden, consists of an 850-meter-long track, 11 points, a tunnel, and a bridge with a double track. There is also an engine shed, water tower, turntable, and coal stock. The width of the track is 7.25 inches. The association responsible for this unique miniature railway has 95 members, of which 10 are very active. It has taken 6 years to lay out and build the track. Everything is made by hand, the engines, carriages, sheds, everything. The track in Sweden has received international approval from Archery from England, who considers the track to be the most beautiful compared with similar miniature tracks in England, the US, and West Germany.
The Swedish Army Music Corps has been on tour in America. This took place in connection with the grand reopening of the Statue of Liberty. They also gave a concert at the Pan Am building in New York and joined the parade along Broadway. are receiving many letters from viewers from different parts of the world. These are some of the cable guides in the US in which you can find our program Sweden Today. Our colleagues Britt and Leif Johnson toured USA this summer and met some viewers who have written to us.
Well, my relatives from Sweden wrote and said I should watch it, and we did watch it, and we enjoyed it very much.
What is your opinion about the program in general, I mean?
Well, the programs that we've seen are very interesting. I don't remember any specific things about them, but we did enjoy watching them, and I thought they were very well presented.
Sweden Today, for the people here in Texas, I think it's a very interesting program. I think a lot of people are interested in foreign lands, and particularly in the travel aspect. Hopefully some of us will get to visit your country one of these days, and I know I sure would like to. I think it's of interest to get a lot of practical information about not only how to get there, but what places are good to see and what kind of facilities are available for the visitor when they come to visit Sweden.
39 different nations participated in the World Championship for Handicapped, arranged in Gothenburg. Patrik Nordström was one of the competitors in archery. He's 20 years of age and quite unique in his event. He's the only one who doesn't have any arms. But still, he took part in the World Championship and ended up very good.
Patrik Nordström is on his way for another day of practicing archery. His mother goes with him as always. She helps him to hold the bow and to pick up the arrows during both practice and competition.
At first I pick up the bow, and then my mother hooks the hook on the string, and then I pull with the muscles on my back. Then I sight and shoot.
Patrik has a unique construction for his bow. A rack is put round his neck and chin. A hook is attached to the rack. A string goes down from it to his right foot, which he shoots with.
What made you start practicing archery?
Because it's interesting with the technique, and it's an individual sport, and yeah, I thought it was exciting.
How long have you practiced it?
For 8 years.
You participated in this year's World Championship. What place did you secure there?
I got the 12th place, the second of the Swedes.
Do you do any other sports beside this?
No. I go skiing in Austria in the winters, and no, just playing around.
Now you're leaving for the States. What are you going to do there?
I'm going to study art and design at Columbus College of Art and Design.
Are you also going to practice a lot?
I really don't know that yet. I'll see.
But who's going to help you when your mother doesn't come with you?
I hope I will find somebody who's interesting in this and could help me.
At last, what's your plans for the future?
I don't know. First I'm going to go to US, and then I'll see what's happened.
Now we're going to meet the Royal Court singer Birgit Nilsson. After many successful years as an international opera star, she has retired. We shall hear how she feels about it and what she's working with at present.
Mrs. Nilsson, all over the world your public is missing you, and earlier today we found you singing in front of an old organ in Västra Karup, a small village in the southern part of Sweden. How come?
Well, that was the first instrument I got. My father bought it to me, and when I was 4 years old, and I started to play on that, and I learned how to sing and everything, and I had that organ until I was 17 years old.
You have really been surrounded by the spotlights, standing ovations, famous colleagues, but you have never lost the contact with reality, I have heard. What do you think your background has How do you think it's been?
I think it influenced me very, very well, very good, because I feel my roots. I feel, when you are born in the country, you take the problems more simple. You think, you don't make nuts on yourself. You try to solve them, and I have learned to think clearly and never lose my head. Even, if I have had lots of successes and everything, I said, well, I'm lucky, but I'm just human, and you never know how long that can, I have to do my best, and I was always happy. I was never thought that I was something overhuman or somebody like a prima donna or anything like that. I don't think so, at least. I always went home and I had my roots. I felt so strong because I was born in the country, and that has helped me very much.
Is it something you are missing from these days?
These days?
Yes, I mean from all these big concerts.
I never look back, I always look forward.
Very wise, very wise. May I ask you, what do you mean is necessary to become a world famous singer?
Lots of things. Voice, musicality, strong nerves, health, personality, and lots of good luck. One has to have good luck. If one is not lucky, if the destiny is against you, it's terrible. You have to meet the right people on the right time. That's luck.
For over 20 years, Birgit Nilsson has given an annual concert to an appreciative audience in Västra Korps church near her childhood home. For the first time, she didn't intend to take part as a singer. However, she surprised the crowded church when she, together with the tenor Gösta Winberg, sang the famous duet from Tosca. We joined them in the grand final. I hope you have enjoyed our program. Please write to us, Sweden Today, 50006, Borås, Sweden. We're looking forward to seeing you all again next month.
Cielo